Hey, what is going on, Capricorns? Butch Tarot here. I'm going to do your 1 week read. It is a general read, so it may not resonate with everyone. It is for your Sun, Moon, Rising, and your Venus. For all you cross watchers, roles can be reversed. Always feel free to comment down below. Again, happy birthday to my Capricorns that are celebrating their birthday, already have or are going to. With all that being said, let's get it. Universe, what is going on for Capricorns? What message do we have for Capricorns? All right, Capricorns. So the first thing that I see, Capricorns, I feel like, first and foremost, I'm feeling two different energies. The first energy is someone I feel like you're very familiar with. I feel like this is someone that either you're still with or still holding on some sort of hope for. I do feel like there is a connection that you have with this person. It's almost like loyalty has kept you this long to this person, being loyal to them, even though I feel like this person hasn't really shown up for you like you expected. I just feel like you have this trust with this person in the sense that you know them, you feel comfortable with them. But I feel like I said, I feel like there's a friendship. And sometimes I feel like we hold on to connections, especially romantic connections, longer than we should because of the fact that we do have that friendship. I feel like this is someone that, this is, like I said, there is that trust there. There is that friendship there. But I feel like you're the only one nurturing this connection. This is not the power couple you thought it would be. We have this person and it's in reverse. The Three of Cups or the Three of Pentacles. You can water it, you can feed it, just like this person in the picture. It ain't gonna grow. I feel like it's reached its pinnacle as high as it can possibly go. I just don't think. There's no more motivation with that Ace of Swords in reverse to go any further with this because there's no growth. I feel like it's like you're giving to the situation and it keeps taking, but it's not giving back. With that Six of Pentacles in reverse, you're not getting anything from this anymore. The only thing you have entangled in this is, like I said, I feel like you have that trust, that comfortability with this person, and you have that friendship, but it's not going anywhere. I feel like you knew this was coming. I feel like you knew this day was coming. The cycle has ended with that World in reverse. That Knight of Swords is not getting any better quickly or anytime soon. I feel like it's more of a karmic connection you have with this person, and I feel like the circle has come full circle. And I feel like you're holding on to this out of, like I said, dedication, out of loyalty. But now it's got to the point where we're only seeing negatives. We're not seeing any positives coming out of this anymore. Now I feel like there's also the part of you that feels like you're holding it back. You're not telling this person what's really going on with you, or they're not telling you. But either way, not only is this heading in a more toxic direction, but I feel like it's going to toxify your friendship with this person forever if it continues. And like I said, I feel like you knew this day was coming. And the day that I'm talking about is, I feel like there's someone new coming in. And I feel like with this person, sometimes it takes someone new to really shine the light on the old, the bad, shine that light on the old, and then it pops out what's bad about it. And sometimes we don't realize how bad it's gotten until we see how good it can be. And that's what I feel like this new person is bringing to the table. It's a new shining a light. Now, with this new person, the first thing I see is, I feel like this person is very mature. They put it, they got their shit together. There's that authoritative figure. Now, not to say that they're older than you, but I just feel like they're more mature than you're used to. Now, they could be older than you, but from what I'm seeing is it's just a more mature energy than you're used to. It's like I said, and they have their shit together. They know what they want in life, and they go after it. And I feel like that's the biggest change you're going to see, is how balanced this new person coming in. The biggest change you're going to see in your life is having this person that seems stable and together. And like I said, I feel like they seem a lot more like you than that past person was. And like I said, I feel like you knew the time was going to come where you had to make a decision, or you had to put yourself first in this case. Now, with this new person, I feel a sense of this person being very direct with you, because I feel like this person has their mind on stability. They're always working their ass off, and they don't have time to waste. So I feel like this person is going to communicate with you, and I feel like it's going to be very direct. They don't have, they're too busy to waste time. This person can be very direct. They don't hold back. They don't play little games because they don't have time for it. This person is looking to move forward. This person is looking for a true partner. The same thing I feel like you're looking for. And I feel like with this new person, there's also this sense of them bringing in this new stability. Sometimes, and I don't want to sound harsh when I say this, but sometimes we bet on the wrong person, or we bet on what we think. We project what's going to happen, and sometimes we get it wrong. And I feel like that past person, I feel like it was never really much more than a friendship. We just built more around it. It's if you think about those people that, that go on vacation, and they have their own little trailer at this camping trailer park. They have their own camper trailer, and they build those decks around it. Now, when you sell that trailer, or when that trailer is no good to you anymore, that deck still remains. It's not that you have to get rid of all of this. And I feel like you overthought it with that past person. I feel like there's been a time, I get the sense that you've been overthinking this past person, because of the fact that you didn't want to let them go, because you have this connection with them, and you thought that, not being with them romantically, you were going to lose them. And I feel like you overthought that, because I feel like this person does still hold an important role in your life. I just feel like we have to open up and be honest about how we feel about each other. And I feel like you're going to find that it's quite possible this past person feels the same way. I just feel like we have to open up. But with this new person, trust your intuition. And I feel like your intuition is going to be right. The first meeting with this person, I feel like they really caught you off guard. And I really feel like they did give you some hope for the future. They gave you a brighter looking future. We have the Wheel of Fortune, good things coming with this new person. But like I said, I feel like you're going to, sometimes we have to make tough decisions. We have to sometimes let go of the things that do not bring us any growth. Especially for an earth sign. I feel like you need a partner that's going to be there with you, that's working side by side to make that future. And I feel like that, like I said, this other person, this past person, is just, it's a karmic relationship. I feel like you have something with them that's special, and we overthought it. We thought we had to hold on to it in order to keep it, but I feel like this person still has a place in your life, just not the place that you had originally thought. And I feel like the more, like I said, the more you get to know this new person, the more it shines light on the things that you didn't really want to get the light shined on. But once the light shined on it, you start to see the flaws in it. This new person, I mean, they open the doors to so many things. It's like we talked about, like I've said before, it's the ripple effect. Having that right person beside you makes life easier. Makes getting to where you want to go easier. If we go back to that metaphor I love to use, is that rowboat. In a rowboat, we have two oars, two people rowing simultaneously. And the faster and the harder and the more in sync they row, the further and faster they go. Now I feel like with this past person, it was more like you were just rowing. They put their oar down a while ago. You're just going in circles. But with this new person, they're rowing just as hard, just as fast as you are. I see a strong bond between the two of you with that Hierophant. And then we have that Ten of Pentacles. So I do feel like you're going to get everything that you wanted with this new person. I feel like not only material-wise, the stability-wise, but I feel like your cups are being filled as well with that Nine of Cups, that emotional fulfillment. It's sometimes we're with people and we put a lot of work in. And sometimes we forget how much work we're putting in until we really get with someone that is less effort, less work. And then we can put more focus on actual work, actual goals. And not to say this past person is, I don't want to put any bad light on this person. I don't think they're a bad person. I just don't think they're the person for you. I think you knew that. And that's why I say, I truly believe you knew this was coming. You knew there was going to be someone that showed up one day that made it impossible to ignore what you've been ignoring. I see a lot of happiness with this new person. And like I said, one thing that I really feel like is going to be the icing on the cake is, I feel like we have new love. This new person is easy to love. I feel like you love the drive that this person has. You love the dedication that this person has. And like I said, there is a fun side of this person. We have some really balanced energy. Like I said, we have new stability. We have new things coming in. Find it hard not to think about this person after you met them. Think about this person and only this person. I feel like this is the person you've been waiting for. And sometimes, like I said, we're holding on to something that doesn't do us any good anymore. It reminds me. Anyway, we'll get into that in a minute. With this past person, we have some water. We have some Scorpio. We have some Gemini, some Aquarius, some Libra. We have some Virgo, possibly some Taurus. Now with this new person, we have Gemini, Aquarius. We have Sagittarius, Cancer, Pisces. And then we have that Capricorn, Virgo, and Taurus. Sometimes it's hard. It really is. Sometimes we're with someone and we trust them and we feel comfortable with them. But that's not all there is to a real relationship. And sometimes we look too deeply in that. Sometimes we're just meant to be friends with a person. And sometimes it went too far. Sometimes it's hard to say it went too far. Because you truly care about the person. You don't want to hurt them. But how long are you going to let them hold you back? And I think if deep down, I don't think this this other person, this original person, really wants to hold you back anymore. You know, and I feel like having this conversation with them, I feel like you're gonna find that you're more on the same page about where your future lies than you thought. But like I said, for story time, I want you to think about that old T-shirt. And the reason I bring that up is because I remember my brother had this T-shirt. He loved this T-shirt, and he had it for years. T-shirt started to rip, started to have holes in it. So it went from a T-shirt where you can wear out, you know, as a nice shirt to wear out, to where it was just kind of like a shirt that he wore around the house. Then it ripped a little bit more, and I remember my mom washed it one time. She looked at it and she threw it out because it didn't serve its purpose anymore. It wasn't a shirt. It didn't cover your chest. It had holes in it. It looked ratty. You know, it wasn't the right shirt. It didn't hold up for him. And the reason I bring this up is because sometimes what suits us in one stage of our life wasn't meant to go to the next stage. And that's what I was talking about with a karmic relationship. I feel like that person, you know, that past person, it's either karmic that came to an end, or it just was never meant to be a relationship romantically. And it is hard. I mean, I've been in this situation years and years ago. I remember in high school, I dated this girl. We got along. Everything was great. You know, we had a lot of fun together. We had a great friendship. But there was no real passion. There was no real fire. And the more we opened up to each other, the more we realized our futures really didn't conflict. You know, they really didn't. They conflicted with each other. We had two different ideas of where we were going. We had two different ideas of where our lives were going, and it was too different to make it work. Just simple as that. So we ended it. And sometimes it's hard because, like I said, we had a great relationship. We had a great friendship. But for that time in high school, it worked. But then when we started looking past high school, we started looking to our adult life, we just had different plans. She never wanted to have kids. I wanted to have kids. She never, she always wanted to go out and party and do that sort of thing. And that wasn't for me. And that was just the tip of the iceberg of the problem, the issues that we had. You know, in high school, I liked going out. So we got along. We liked going out and partying, and we liked going out and, you know, exploring and, you know, going on road trips and stuff like that. Even my early 20s, that would have been fine. But I've always been the person that projects into the future. I look 10 years down the road, can I still be with this person? If not, then why am I with them now? Right. But like I said, sometimes we have people that come into our life that have a purpose. And I don't feel like this past person, I feel like they still have a purpose in your life, not a biggest role. Sometimes I like to talk about life as in it's a story or a movie. You know, certain people have certain roles in the movie, but they're not the main star. You know, they get you from point A to point B. But the end of the movie is the end of the alphabet. So they only had that small role. They get you from C to D or whatever. That was their role. They had a small supporting role. And now their role's over. Now we're on the next, you know, the next scene, the next chapter. And sometimes it's hard to let go. Especially when you watch a movie. We all know this feeling that when we watch a movie or read a book, there's a character that we really like, and sometimes they don't make it. But we still keep going. Even though the character didn't make it. I'm kind of referring to Game of Thrones. I love that show. There was some big characters that got axed really early, and I was kind of, you know, annoyed by it, but I continued because there's still a story to go. But that's the thing. I mean, sometimes people don't have the role that we thought they would. Sometimes roles change. But that's what I have for you. Be good. Take care. Stay safe.